Hello everyone, you're welcome to another insightful video in our 30 days graphic design class. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to design a funeral banner. And this is a funeral banner basically for 1 week funeral banner. Okay, so this is not like a normal funeral poster. So this is just the 1 week, which has no dates. It only has the name of the person, the disease, the AKA, and then the dates. And this is actually used for the funeral day. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through. This is a very simple one. And then also after that, I will also show you on how to design this funeral poster. Okay, this one. All right. And then I'm going to use the picture of the late Bishop Nyaku's picture to show you how to do that. And these are the resources that I'm going to use to design the poster. Okay, so please do not forget that you will hit on the like button. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to join this awesome family. All right, so without wasting my time, let's start. All right, so let's start. So just as I said in the introduction video, that all the resources that you'll be using is in the video description. Okay, so I'm going to provide you the image, which is the deceased person. So I designed this for a client, but because of this tutorial, because of this exercise, we are just using it for tutorial sake. Okay, and the image that I use for the 1 week is not actually the same as what I had here. I downloaded this from online, just as I said, for tutorial sake. And so if you are designing it in real term for a client, make sure that you have an image of the disease, like an old image of the disease. It's not compulsory to have a funeral banner with a picture of the disease in her young or his or her in young age over there. It's not always compulsory. All right, guys. So first of all, make sure that you have all the resources that you are going to use for this particular design there. If you don't have it, please make sure you download them. And the link will be in the video description. Now, I designed this in feet. Okay, so Control N or come to File, or if you are in Home here, come to File and go to New, and then you have this. Now, Photoshop doesn't have feet. We are going to convert the feet into inches. Now, 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. And so if I want to design 3 feet, I have to multiply the 3 by 12, which is going to give me 36. So 36 inches is the same as 3 feet. So let me name this as banner. And then 4 feet is also the same as 48 inches, because 12 times 4 will give you 48. Make sure you have your resolution 300. And because this will be printed, we are going to print this. Okay, so change the color mode from RGB to CMYK, because I told you that CMYK colors are good for printing. And then any other thing is okay. So go ahead and click on create, and there you go. And then first thing, bring your background. All right, so let's bring in our background. So we are bringing in this background here, which has a cross section on it. Okay, so make sure it covers, all right, something like this. Double click to accept, then rasterize this, shift this. Let me bring this, yeah, I think let me bring it here a bit. All right, once I rasterize, you know what rasterizing means. It gives us the ability to edit the image. So we are going to brush the edges of this particular image. Okay, but don't forget that because it is in inches, it comes in big format. All right, so let's brush some edges off. Let me increase the brush Okay, so I think something like this is fine. Good. And let's go back to our move tool. When we are done, just please take your time and then make sure that you are doing the right thing. Okay, so let me position this somewhere here, and then let me bring it something like this. I don't want the writings to show up. And then I'm going to reduce the opacity because I don't want the cross to show too much. And then go back to my resources and bring in this particular flower, which I'm going to leave a link in the video description. So I'm going to position it somewhere here. Okay, still I'm going to reduce the opacity of the cross. It's showing too much. Okay, good. And let me bring in this particular image, which looks like a kente. Okay, so let me bring the kente again. Please kindly take your time and then make sure that you have the right background, because when it comes to funeral posters, it's the background that really counts a lot. So we are going to rasterize the kente. Go and select your brush tool and increase the brush, and then zoom to fit, and then we are going to brush the edges of the kente. Okay, so just take your time and then brush the edges of the kente. So I don't want the sharp edges to show up that much. So once we are done brushing the edges of the kente, some few parts is going to be like a faded portion, which I really like it to be like that. Okay, and then go back to your move tool again. Let me reduce it like this. Good. And then yeah, this is our background. It seems this one looks a bit, too much. I think I can leave it like that. And then let's go back to our resources and bring in the image. So after the image, I have faded the background already for you, so there is no need for you to even do the brushing. All right, so just allow the image to load, edit, or you go ahead with your image. So I think this is okay. All right, so double click to accept. So the next thing is to bring in the text. I brought in call to glory and then Oba Opinion Mary Musa. All right, that is what we are going to do. So let's go back to our work. So now go for my text tool. So the text that we are going to use, don't worry, we'll do the editing, change the color to black. After that, we'll do the editing, so don't worry. So let's bring the character and then increase, because we are designing in feet, is going to be, so let me increase, and then this is going to be called to. So I will end here, and I'm going to change the font to autograph. Okay, so the first one, orthography. Okay, and then select my move tool to bring this somewhere here, and then let me position the image somewhere here. Okay, and then let me shift this here. Let me increase my font to 200. All right, and then copy the call to, and then this is going to be glory. Now with the glory, I'm not going to maintain the same font. Now the font is Byzantine. Okay, then let me increase the size to 300. No, let me pick 400. Seems too small for me. All right, so this is fine. And then let me change this one to 300 rather. Okay, we can come back and reduce the font. So let me use 250. So as you are designing, sometimes you have to also be, and this one to 350. You also have to be careful about your font selection. Okay, let me copy this, and this is going to be Oba Opinion. Okay, And let's align this. You could see that the VA here is -50. If you don't want the spacing, you can set it to 0, but I basically want it to be 50, okay, just to close the spacing. And this is going to be Mary Musa. And the font that I use different fonts for the name, because I want the name to also pop up. Okay, so I use Anton. Okay, I use this particular font, Anton, because this particular font is very bold font, so I'm using 500 for this particular font. And then you can see the spacing is too much, so I'll pick -25, which I think is okay. Then let me align it, Control A, and align it at the center, which still looks big. So let me pick 450. All right, Control A to zoom to fit, and this I will shift it down up a bit. And over here, let me bring the Mansa Musa down, the Mary Musa down. Okay, so that, yeah, and then the Oba Appeyin will be up. Okay, so let me bring this down a bit, and then now let me reduce the size of the image. I think the size of the image is okay. And then in the design that we made, let's go back to the design. So the design, we have AKA Auntie Fatima, 1946 to 2005. So I'm going to copy the Oba Appeyin again. Okay, and then Control plus to zoom in, and this is going to be A.K.A, aka Auntie. So aka Auntie Fatima. AKA basically means the popular name. So we're going to pick the font back, don't worry. So we are using this particular font, and let's pick 200 for this, and then let's change. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, yeah, so this looks good. And then let's copy this again. Don't worry, after that I'll correct it. So this is going to be 1946 to 2005. If it is 2006, then you put it there. Okay, so I'm going to still choose the font again. Once you put in the, sometimes when you put in the dash, it is not going to work, so don't worry, please make sure you go back and select the font again. Okay, so let me bring this up. All right, so this is what I'm going to have. I'm going to have something like this. So let me select everything excluding the image, Control A to zoom to fit, and then let me shift it up a bit. And then I'm going to select the Mary Musa and push it up. Okay, and then push this one up, bring this one up again, and let me select the Mary Musa. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to apply a gradient color on the Mary Musa just to make it look unique. So come to FX. Okay, FX down here, you see the FX here, click on that, then select a gradient overlay. I have saved the gradient overlay here, so I'm going to give you the hex codes or the color codes. But if yours is not there, choose any of the colors that you have and then put in this color code. I've spoken about gradient, so click on this link here to choose gradient. I explain a whole lot concept about gradient. So the first color is black as usual, and the second one is reddish, which is going to be ED2327. ED2327. Click OK, and then click, or you can click new to save. Once you click on the new, it is going to be saved You can also delete the gradient, but I don't need it, I have it already there. And then your style, everything is linear, zero, angle, normal, everything is okay. And then come to the call to glory, and then you are going to come to the Mansa Musa or the Mary Musa, right click, and then come to copy layer style, and then click on the the call to glory, right click it, and then come down, look for paste layer style, and it's going to apply here. Okay, then let me shift this up a bit and then bring this here somewhere here. I think this is beautiful. All right, so the next thing that we are going to do is to bring in the old image. You could see there was an old image of the deceased. Okay, so let me select the image of the deceased and bring in this frame. All right, let me position the frame here and then double click to accept. Don't worry, after that we'll edit it. Okay, and then select the frame. Make sure that you select the frame, then go and select your shape tool, and then with the shape tool, make sure you select the rectangular tool and then draw a rectangle over here to cover the frame. Go and select your move tool. We don't need this property, so click here to make sure it is gone. And then come to your layer side, drag the shape under the frame. You can see that the shape is under the frame. And then go back to your resources again and then bring in the old picture, drag it and drop it on top of the shape. Please watch this video again. All right, good. And then make sure that it's fit in the frame. Double click to accept. Come to your layer side, right click and create a clipping mask, and there you go. Okay, so you can, over here you can resize it, make sure that everything fits inside the frame. That's absolutely fine. This is not the real image, this is just a tutorial sake. Now what I did also here is that because I don't want the frame and then that of the image, everything over here, I don't want it to, distract me. So what I did is that I selected the image, select the frame, select the shape, and then press on Ctrl E. Ctrl E means image, to image them as one layer like this, and then I can resize it. And now what I did next is this particular flower, I copied it, Ctrl J to copy, and drag it and bring it on top of the old image. Okay, and then resize. Okay, I just place the flower there, not because just not to do anything, but to make sure that it's quite different. Okay, good. All right, so let me select everything here, select, yeah, and then Ctrl 0 to zoom to fit, and then bring it down. Yeah, I think bring the Mary Musa 2 down. Okay, so I'm going to have something like this. Let me shift this image up a bit, and then let me select the glory, call to glory up a bit. Okay, so there's something that you are going to have. Just take your time and then make sure that you are doing the right thing. This is something very simple. So you are done with your work. This looks simple and this looks classy. Okay, so once you are done, as usual, you know how to go about it. So once you are done, please, if I go fast in the video, please take your time, watch it over and over again, then make sure that you have the right thing, you are doing the right thing. All right, so go and select your file, come to save as a copy. I've taught you how to save image and then change it to JPEG, and there you go, save it. Because we have the banner already there, so let me name this as 1. Okay, and then make sure that you change the settings. Okay, let's wait for it to load. Yes, and then this one, make sure it is always 12. Click OK. Yes, to accept. And then let's go back to our work. Let's wait it for it to load and then open it, so you could see the difference. Check the two. This one looks a bit bigger than this, and with this I did not, over here the original work, I just rotate or curved the old image, but here I maintain it like that. If you want, you can curve it like this. Let me show you. Just bring your cursor closer and then you can turn it this way, if only that is what you want. But if you don't want it to be so, just leave it and then you are good to go. All right, please watch the video to the end and then make sure that you design the same thing. I'm going to give you all the resources that you need to do it. Okay, so let me catch you in the next video. Bye.